Do you remember Jalen as a kid, Jalen Brunson, seeing him around the Knicks, Mike?
I specifically remember, I knew, I remember Rick being on the team, and I remember his son, but I can't say that I remember, I remember little Jalen running around, because most of the time back. But it really is one of the great stories when you think about it, how they've all wound up together. I mean, Leon Rose is Jalen's godfather. And the interesting thing was when Jalen was born, Rick was playing basketball in Australia. He had gotten cut and went to Australia to play, to try and get some pro experience to get back to the NBA. And when Jalen was born, Rick was in Australia. And back in the day, you didn't fly back for the birth of your child. Otherwise, you didn't get paid in those leagues. He had to stay there. He didn't see Jalen until after, I think it's like 2 or 3 months when he was born, after he was born. And Rick found out, he's over in Australia, he gets a call to tell him, oh, you had a son. Well, the call was from Leon Rose. So now you have Leon Rose and Rick Brunson and Jalen Brunson all together in New York after all these years. I think it's an incredible story, and especially when Jalen has played magnificent basketball. He has become already a legend in New York, and he is as humble as he is hungry out on the court, and it's been a great story this year.
Yeah, he just comes across like that. I mean, we haven't had him on this show yet. I look forward to that day. I mean, and then that was my follow-up: is who is he? I mean, for him to do this, I mean, you're a Fordham guy, you're a New Yorker, so you know when somebody gets paid a lot of money to become a new free agent signee in New York, there's a ton of expectation, certainly when there's not much of a track record for the guy. And he's become the guy, period. End of story. I'm wondering what's inside ticking there, Mike.
Well, we watched him in Dallas, and he's basically Luka Doncic's backup. And Doncic is a generational player, so he's not going to get time over him. But when Doncic went down with those injuries a couple of years ago in the playoffs, and Jalen had to play, he had a 41-point game in the playoffs. Here's the backup getting a starting role, and he performs like that in a postseason game. So you knew the potential was there, but I don't think anybody realized that it was going to be this special. I don't even think his dad thought that he was going to be one of the top scorers in the NBA, an MVP candidate. But he's got this work ethic that you hear all the time. But, all the footwork, all the off-balance floaters in the lane, that's not just by luck. He practices those all the time. He's also a player that takes great care of his body, gets proper amount of rest, does the sleep. He does the whole thing. He's so driven to be a great player. And one of the things he says is to his credit is he never lets a bad game get in the way. He puts the bad game aside right away. But he also puts the good game aside. He could have 45, and that game's in the rearview mirror as well. And that's the key to a lot of great players. You don't let past performances affect you. You don't let past quarters. If you have a bad first quarter or a great first quarter, it's over with, it's done. It's always moving forward. The mindset is his mental toughness is as important as his physical toughness. I mean, I could go on and on. You watch him every day, and you see it's a product of all the work.
Mike Breen here on The Rich Eisen Show. Catch The Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.